Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Duels of the Spellslingers Tournament number 5. So today's match is going to be the semifinals of tournament number 5. It's going to be Sir Blue Drogo versus MetagameFitness. MetagameFitness needs no introduction as the ranked number 1 player in the world for Duels of the Spellslingers, and Blue Drogo. So in my mind, I always pictured the word Drogo to be some sort of cool, suave name for a 50-year-old guy, works out, very smooth, very charismatic, with the young ladies, and he's drinking some sort of alcohol. We don't promote alcohol on this very, very family-friendly channel, but he's drinking some sort of liquor called Blue. Maybe it's called a Malibu Blue, I have no idea. So I add the word Sir from respect. Anyways, before we get started, I do want to give a big shout out and thank you to our organizers. We do have myself and antlr, our video editors. We have antlr, Ezra, and Iron Bryce. And thanks to our commentators, we got Nemesis, Dusty, and myself, Obus Forum. So I was reading Reddit the other day, not today, but the other day, and I came across an interesting thread called Things You Shouldn't Say When You See Someone Naked for the First Time. I'm a guy, so in my mind it was things you shouldn't say to a girl when you see a girl naked for the first time. So some of the comments I read that kind of made me laugh was, oh. And also, let's just put our clothes back on. Another one was, you look fat in that. It's not as big as your brother's. And I think my favorite was, you look just like your sister. In any case, let's get started with round number 1.
Round 1. Fight!
All right, so round number 1, fight. And round 1, we got MetagameFitness on Nisa. We can see Frost Titan as one of his 6 cards that are to be any colored versus Blue Drogo on Jace with a beautiful face with a spawning Hellion, so he's splashed red. So I'm expecting spawning Hellion, maybe some Fire Mind Bolt, maybe some of that Looting Lizard. Let's see how he does. Blue Drogo is rocking, he's gonna go second because he's got 4 cards. He's rocking that, the refreshment stand, and MetagameFitness rocking the normal land. He's gonna go first. Looks like MetagameFitness has the perfect curve with 1 cost Channeler of Might, 2 cost Rampant Growth, 3 cost Drogo Druid, and okay, so he gets the Vampiric Knight, that 4-mana black-white card, where when it attacks, it steals 2 life from your opponent and gives it to you, and it's also 2/4 with shield. So turn 1 MetagameFitness plays the 2/2 Channeler of Might. Channeler of Might could be a 3/3 if MetagameFitness had a card of power 5, but he doesn't. Turn 1 on Blue Drogo, he gets so Refreshment Sand gives him Fair Fight, which is quite an interesting way to counter late game MetagameFitness, late game Nisa's Sign of Ashaya, late game Nisa's, a Chroma, other big costs, big creatures. It's a great way to counter, so that's a very good, Refreshment Stand. So turn 2, MetagameFitness goes in for the attack. Are you gonna Rampant Growth? Nah, he does. So MetagameFitness decides to Rampant Growth, doesn't stay greedy, doesn't wait for the next turn Drogo Druid, and then the next turn Rampant Growth, decides to use it now, which I think is the right play, because you just want to get your men up. Turn 2 Blue Drogo, he plays these. It's gonna be, Xander Split the Clever. I always call him the Cleaver, but the Clever. When he attacks Xander Split, both players draw a card, and that's perfect for Jace's passive. As you can see that little counter, 14, you want to enter it to 0, so that Jace can make his entire deck cost 1 cost. Any case, turn 3, MetagameFitness, maybe he plays Vampiric Knight. It's not a bad play, or he could Sylvan Shrine if he's super greedy, but I think he wants to combo off with Drogo Druid. But I think he's just trying to ramp super fast to Primeval Titan, because if he's got the Primeval Titan and the Sylvan Shrine and his Rampant Growth earlier, then he's gonna force Blue Drogo to use his unsummons on Primeval Titan, because it's such a big threat early, but every time you cast Primeval Titan, he'll come back and give you another mana gem. I think that's what MetagameFitness is going for. Anyways, turn 3 Blue Drogo, attacks with the Xander Split. Everybody draws a card. We can see Jace's passive go counting 1 down, so that's good for him. Interesting enough, MetagameFitness decides not to block, but I think it's because it doesn't matter, because by gaining so much mana, he gains 2 life per mana gem, and he already gained 4 life So that, 2 from Xander Split isn't really such a big deal. Maybe he's going to use Channeler of Might as a chump blocker for like bigger guys like Jace's Apprentice, that 3/8 that Drogo played. Anyways, so Metagame Fitness now with 6 mana. Are you going to Drogo Druid and then also proc your Artifact Sylvan Shrine to sort of draw a card? Or do you think you have enough cards? Either way, I think it's going to be, Drogo Druid and just sort of call it a day. Or he could be, nope, I want to do, General Eldarmry because there's no answers for it. And the next turn, he's going to start throwing out the Primeval Titan turn after turn after turn. Unless Blue Drogo has the, well, we can see he's got the Shell Game, so that's a perfect answer. So, okay, no, Metagame Fitness can't use all 6 mana, decides to use his Sign of Ashaya now. I don't know if that's the right call, but what do I know? Metagame Fitness, ranked #1 player, I think that's the best way to use all your mana gems, and decides not to use his Sylvan Shrine. Probably next turn he wants to combo it off with the Drogo Druid and then General Eldarmry. Blue Drogo on his turn 4, taking a while. Yeah, maybe it's the time for Zozu, just smash, or could, nope, decides Isochron Scepter, 2 mana left over. I think he wants something to do with that. Okay, maybe it's gonna be Get Ahead. Because Get Ahead has great synergy. Yeah, Get Ahead has great synergy with Blue Drogo, with Jace's passive, but he still has 2 mana left over. What are you gonna play? Is it gonna be Remand? Because 7 mana is the time for the Titans to come out. And yeah, he charges the Remand, attacks with the 3/8. I don't think that's the play, to attack with the 3/8 simply because you want to block. Even if he had just a Giant Growth, it'd become a 6/11, but anyways, it doesn't, and it becomes a 3/2. And takes the damage, and I think next turn, Metagame Fitness might be playing Drogo Druid and General Eldarmry, and we know that Drogo Druid is going to be remanded. Yep, there we go, that little pause. Nice remand on Blue Drogo. Not the perfect remand, but a very good, very good sort of mid-game remand to give you 1 more card, get the Spawning Hillian, and 4 mana left over. I think it might be General Eldarmry, simply because there is nothing with 4 attack on Blue Drogo's side, and Metagame Fitness may or may not trigger his Sylvan Shrine. I think he's still waiting for the Drogo Druid to get that 1 card extra draw. Decides not to go in. Interestingly enough, decides not to go in. I think he's just so experienced playing Sir Blue Drogo. He knows he might have a Zozu or something. He's sort of like reading into Blue Drogo's mind. Anyways, Blue Drogo on turn 5 has some interesting or difficult decisions to make. So maybe he can get the Retaliate or the Plummet if he's scared that Metagame Fitness has like a Chromas. Okay, decides to go for the Retaliate. And I think Blue Drogo is either gonna he has 6 mana. He really has 5 mana. He could start playing around with the General Eldarmry. He could use the Fair Fight, but it wouldn't really be good for him. So maybe with 6 mana, he's just going to Repulse and maybe cast a Rune Shot. Okay, decides to go Get Ahead. What do you get? You get, and also uses your passive, right? Okay, you guess Elvish Archer. You don't want to tell Metagame Fitness, sometimes when you play the Get Ahead and you get the card, it leaves people with endgame scenarios, like Metagame Fitness, Nissa, like Jace, like Teferi, people with endgame sort of cards. It leaves them thinking if you don't play that card now, because you don't know what they got. In any case, Blue Drogo, decides to return General Eldarmry, and that way General Eldarmry can't attack. When General Eldarmry attacks, all of his cards get +1/+1. Yeah, so Jace's Apprentice goes in for the attack. Blue Drogo casts the 3/3 Sashimi Crab to block the next attack from Sign of Ashaya. So, Metagame Fitness with 8 mana. I think it's time for, Primeval Titan, and just start pumping out Primeval Titan mana gems. There we go. +1 mana gem, +2 life. And that's probably gonna be the end of Metagame Fitness's turn. He's still saving his Sylvan Shrine for the Drogo Druid, which we know, and Blue Drogo knows. Metagame Fitness has in hand. Blue Drogo's turn with turn 6 and making his passive down to 6. If I'm being honest, I think it's almost time to play your passive, because at 10 mana next turn, Metagame Fitness is starting to hit that big Epitome of Might, Lava Wave, Day of Judgment. He can cast anything he wants in his hand, and as a Jace player, in my experience, I think you also need to be able to cast anything you want in your hand too. So it's kind of hitting that mark. So he gets the Destabilize, very good draw from Isochron Scepter. It's probably going to hit the Primeval Titan. That way the Titan sort of just, nope, decides, okay, yeah. So this is the play. He's going to start repulsing, maybe unsummoning those big costs. And there are some interesting plays that Blue Drogo can make, but because he splashed red and not white, when he splashed red, we can see he has a Lava Wave. Lava Wave does 6 damage, but it won't clean the Primeval Titans. It won't clean off Epitome of Might. It won't clean out the Vampiric Knight because it does damage. And that's the, I guess if I'm being honest, my experience, that's the problem with splashing red. But red has some great synergy with Jace's like Firemind Bolt, like the Zozu, like Spawning Hellion. So that's the price you pay for this sort of synergy. You don't get that huge Blork here. Yeah, you get Draconic Transformation too. So I think Jace has too many cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He really needs to play something. And again, at 10 mana, with Metagame Fitness on Nissa, it's so dangerous. You really have to have 1 costs in your hand because most Nissas run 2 Day of Judgments and or 2 Lava Waves. And there we go. That fair fight made it a perfectly fair fight. And that was perfect. I think that was the answer that Blue Drogo needed to these sort of incoming 10-10s from Epitome of Might. And also it's a great combo with Lava Wave in Blue Drogo's hand. So Blue Drogo attacks with everything. Both things can get blocked. Yeah. Oh, he mills himself and he still hasn't triggered his passive, which means next turn he's going to mill himself 1 more card. So yeah, Metagame Fitness does a full block, so even Stevens. My name is not Steven. And that's going to be Blue Drogo's turn at 2 mana. He only has the Retaliate or Arcane Flight. Decides to, yeah, he's got too many cards in hand. I think that's the problem with playing, in my experience, Red Splash. The Spawning Hellions, the Lava Wave, the Draconic Transformations, they're so heavy, 9 mana, 8 mana. So we're gonna have to see how we can deal with this. Now Metagame Fitness is coming with that gigantic value, Chandler of Might. It's gonna be yeah, plus 8, plus 9. It's gonna be an 11/11. Damn, that's a big Chandler of Might. And the Epitome of Might has great combinations with this Spear Crowned Stag. It fights any creature it comes out, but if it's a 10-10, it becomes 10 damage. So yeah, Metagame Fitness decides to play Drogo Druid. Sylvan Shrine is gonna proc, give him another 2 life. He's at 29 with so much health, and draw a card for his troubles. And with 7 mana left over, you could Primeval Titan. You could just sort of keep that Spear Crowned Stag, that 10-10, as sort of just a creature destruction because it comes in and fights. It basically destroys anything at 10 damage. So 7 mana coming in, I think he can just Primeval Titan it, and that sort of sets his board perfectly for Lava Wave next turn. Decides to, nope, I think the play is honestly Primeval, or he could Frost Titan, and that way it forces Blue Drogo to, sort of have this board clear. But again, splashing red is sort of an issue because 6 mana, or rather 6 damage from Lava Wave, is not truly a board clear. It'll kill, half of the board, but the 11/11 and the 10/10 are still there, and you have to start using your unsummons, which are 2 mana, or repulses 3 mana, to combat these 1 or 2 or 3 mana things. Is no longer efficient. And I think Blue Drogo just really needs to trigger Jace's passive. But with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 10 cards in hand, I think is he gonna mill himself? Oh, too bad. I think, that would hurt so much. I think he should have mastered possibilities first, and then, yeah, and at least trigger it. But, now he's missing his Frost Titan. That would have helped him a lot. So maybe Ground Assault can help him a little bit. Ground Assault only does the number of damage for your mana gems. He only has 8 mana, so yeah, he can't choose that. He chooses Amalgamate, and that's why he chooses Amalgamate. Gives him Flying, gives him Ward, gives him 6, so becomes a 7/4 Flying Ward, but that's not enough answer. So just like that, late game Metagame Fitness, Lava Wave, it's going to be a ton of damage. Attack! Fist, Green Spark, Fist, Claw, and Dragon Mouth, and that's it. So in one shot, that's the problem with, I find, facing late game Nissa with Red Splash Jace, but that was very good try, Sir Blue Drogo, against the #1 player Metagame Fitness. Metagame Fitness, with that, we're gonna go into round number 2.
Round 2. Fight!
All right, round 2, fight. And round 2 is gonna be the same blue Drogo with the red splash and the refreshment stand versus Metagame Fitness on Nahiri, rocking that, I believe it's Volcanic Eruption land, which at turn 5 has a 30% chance to do 3 damage randomly. And because Metagame Fitness has 3 cards, he's gonna go first, returns Zozu, because I think Zozu 4 cost is too much. He wants all those 1-2 costs. This is going to be a very fast, aggressive Nahiri versus a slow sort of Jace play. Turn 1 plays a 1/1 Flying Spirit, and end of the turn. Turn 1 Blue Drogo. Hopefully he gets a 1 cost. Not many 2/1 costs for red or blue that are usually played, but turn 1 he again gets the fair fight. Ugh. Although it's useful, it's not as useful here. And that's the end of Blue Drogo's turn. Turn 2, Metagame Fitness could either Sword Cannoneer or he could buff the 1/1 fight with the Stoneforge Blade and cast as 1-man Elite Vanguard. Yeah, I think he does the Stoneforge Blade, does a 3 damage overhead, and is gonna cast, there we go, the 3/1 Elite Vanguard. I think it's because if he does the Sword Cannoneer and uses that +2 attack buff, it gives Blue Drogo on 2 mana, it gives him a unsummon target. I don't think Metagame Fitness wants to do that. So yeah, Blue Drogo on turn 2 decides to blow the Mana Gem, cast Jace's Apprentice, a nice chonker blocker, 3/7 with ward. Metagame Fitness on turn 3, Sword Cannoneer gives, 2 damage to the flyer, and Stoneforge Blade gives a 5 damage. Turn 3, boom, Blue Drogo's down to 18. And so turn 3 Blue Drogo, I think is going to attack with Jace's Apprentice. I'm pretty sure Metagame Fitness will not block, but turn 3 decides to, he has to deal with that flyer. Flame coils it, goodbye flyer. Attacks with Jace's Apprentice, Metagame Fitness takes the damage down to 21. Explosive match. And turn 4 Metagame Fitness now with 4 mana. Decides to Aven Tour Guide. Yeah, it's gonna make the 3/1 flyer, another 3 damage. It's gonna bring Blue Drogo down to 15. Blue Drogo really needs a way to find and fight these sort of low damage, little twinky guys. Turn 4 on Blue Drogo. I think he's gonna Frostlings and probably freeze the flyer just because it's flying. There we go, and now he's gonna attack again. No one's gonna block because it's not favorable trades. Metagame Fitness, so it always looks like Blue Drogo catches up. But the problem with playing Jace against Nahiri with the Stoneforge Blade is that you're always 1 turn too slow to catch up. And so Metagame Fitness will always be 1 turn ahead, which means he will always win or outdo you by exactly 1 turn. So yeah, it does this Aven Tour Guide plus the Stoneforge Blades, another 5 damage. Turn 5, Blue Drogo is down to 10. And on 5 mana, you're sort of running out of options. Your Repulse, maybe it's time for Repulse or Isochron Scepter, hope for a Shock, or a Takedown to kill the flyers, or a Plummet to kill the flyers. Nope, he only gets Invert and Destabilize, and I don't think those help him. Pick Teams is not gonna help him, so yeah, he chooses to Destabilize, turns anything into 1 HP. But I mean, that's not really gonna help him because his attackers don't have any problems getting through. So what's he gonna do with the 3 mana? Maybe it's time to Repulse. I think he's thinking of repulsing the Aven Tour Guide because it's 4 mana, but yeah. And see, that's the power of, Nahiri. He has to spend 3 mana to repulse a 1 mana card. So Blue Drogo goes in for the attack for 7 damage. I don't think Metagame Fitness is gonna block because it's not favorable. He has 2 flyers and he would die. Take the damage. He's very close to life. Blue Drogo is only 1 life less than Metagame Fitness, but again, he doesn't have momentum. And I think this is game because at 6 mana, Hell Rider can come in. Yeah, so it's gonna be automatic 4 damage from Hell Rider when he attacks. He does damage, there we go, equal to the number of attackers, so -4 already. And that's bringing Blue Drogo down to 6, and he's got 6 damage flying overhead, and that's the game. And so that's why I feel whenever you play Jace against Nahiri, you really have to find a way to win exactly 1 turn so that you can sort of bring the match back to your pace. But just like that, and that's the game. So very well done, Metagame Fitness, good try, Sir Blue Drogo. It's very difficult to play, especially Red Splash Jace, against Nahiri, but it's difficult to play Jace against Nahiri no matter what, because of the little guys, because of their little buffs. You can't just return, or unsummon, it's not favorable. And well done, MetagameFitness, very good job. So you go into you go into the Tournament 5 Finals. If you guys liked what you heard or saw today, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We do have new videos, and Tournament 6, the rules will be coming up soon. We do also have an active Patreon, and we have a prize, a little surprise, but a prize for the winner of Tournament number 5, which is some of the funds that our Patreon supporters, which we do appreciate, go to paying for that little prize for the winner. So yeah, if you guys liked, please tune in for the next one, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
You're gonna be a champion!